All right, so we have a lot of cricket to discuss on this edition of the SportsMax Zone. We're going to begin in Sri Lanka, where the West Indies men's team suffered a 9-wicket defeat at the hands of the home team in the third and deciding T20 International in Dambulla earlier on Thursday. Well, updates about the Caribbean side were in real trouble at 68 for 5 after 12 overs before a 26-ball, 54-run, 6-wicket partnership between skipper Rovman Powell, 37, and Gurukesh Moti, 32, helped lift the visitors to what they hoped could be a challenging total, 162 for 8. Well, the hosts were quickly out of the blocks in their response, smashing 27 runs from the first 2 overs, setting the tone of the chase, which they completed on the back of an unbeaten 68 from play of the match, Kushal Mendes, as Sri Lanka raced home in 18 overs at 166 for 1. Well, the West Indies head coach Darren Sammy gave his take on the series result.
To see the last 2 games, the nature in which the wicket was from what it was at the start, I thought we actually won the contest because we were the away team and the conditions set before us, we challenged them with a squad that was not our full squad, and they had to react to that. So I told the guys, yes, when World Cup come, we won't get these conditions. ICC has, will make sure the pitches are good. So it was a moral victory for us from the first game to the second game. Well, what I'm saying is you turn up and you see 2 wickets a certain way. And then the following, after one game, you see a massive change in what was prepared before. Then, and the stats, I watch Lanka Premier League, the stats there is average 190. 190 is the best wicket in Sri Lanka. So for you to, there's home advantage. But what good does that make for the development of your squad, especially your fast bowlers being able to bowl and having an impact on the game? So that's, for me, I took the learning from that from my men.
Yeah, we have the coach there, Lance coach Darren Sammy, speaking about the state of the pitches. And you also heard Rovman Powell. He did speak about the pitches after the second T20 International. So is Darren Sammy and Rovman onto something?
I would think so, because to their credit, they played efficiently enough to win the first T20 International. And as Rovman said at the end of the second T20, and as Darren Sammy is saying now after the end of the third T20, the second and third pitch conditions were significantly different from the first. So I guess what Darren Sammy is trying to suggest is that they prepared a good wicket for the first match and the West Indies won. And then they prepared a pitch that heavily suited the Sri Lankans for the second and third matches. So he feels, Darren Sammy does, given the fact that it's not a full-strength West Indies team, that it was not an embarrassing result in the series for the West Indies. The stats don't suggest that, though, because they lost very badly in the second and third matches. And today, I would like to credit Rovman Powell on his fighting 37 and Gurukesh Moti, because I think technically Rovman is is not among the best equipped batters in the West Indies team to play spin. And he fought today and showed that as a captain, he took the responsibility to get them to at least a total that they could have fought with. But this Sri Lanka spin bowling attack isn't normal. It's a very, very good spin bowling attack. And if the pitch is gripping and the conditions make their bowling even more potent, it was difficult for the West Indies to flourish here. But Darren Sammy did concede that, teams will use home conditions from time to time to get the results they want. He is suggesting, however, that when World Cup cricket starts,
It'll be
the
different.
ICC would ensure that that kind of approach doesn't happen. So he doesn't appear too worried. But I would think that it's still disappointing for the West Indies that they were not competitive in any of the last two T20 internationals. But it's obvious that the batting for them was very difficult in these two matches.
Yeah, and as I said, Rovman said it in the second match. And what he said when asked to assess today, he spoke about the bowling in the power play. He felt as if, he wished the Windies had controlled their bowling a bit better because that's where, of course, Sri Lanka got the bulk of the runs. What say you to that comment?
Well, yeah, he's right. I think there is a point to be made there because for the most part, their assessment of what has happened here has been their batting difficulties, but in a balanced outlook on the series, he would have to consider how well or not well they did with the ball. So that was addressed there. So I think that was a sort of an introspective on the fact that there were aspects of the game that they could have improved on themselves.
Yeah, well, the West Indies women, they will be in action on Friday, taking on New Zealand in the second semi-final of the T20 World Cup in Sharjah. The winner of that encounter will meet South Africa, who have already booked their place in Sunday's final via a commanding 8-wicket win over the defending champions Australia in Dubai earlier on Thursday. Well, the Australians, who were still without their injured skipper, Alyssa Healy, were restricted to 134 for 5 in their 20 overs, troubled about the skills of Sima Ayabonga-Kaka, who finished with figures of 2 for 24. The Proteas took an aggressive approach to the chase, exemplified by player of the match, Anike Botch's unbeaten 48 ball, 78, which led them to victory at 135 for 2 with 16 balls to spare. So in a matter of hours, the Caribbean side will have their semi-final assignment against New Zealand. And here's West Indies skipper Hayley Matthews, who's eyeing a place opposite South Africa in Sunday's championship game.
Really proud of what we've been able to achieve so far. Like you said, and like I've been saying as well, no one kind of had us to get to this stage. So I think we're all pretty happy that we've made it here. But like I keep saying, the job's just not finished yet. We've definitely got our eyes locked on the game tomorrow, ready for New Zealand and hopefully ready to play a really big game because we do want to win and we don't want to just come to this World Cup to say, hey, we've made the semi-finals and we're happy with that. We want to take it even further.
Yeah, we definitely want to take it even further. Now, Matthews, she also addressed the fitness of all-rounder Stefanie Taylor, who missed the final Group B encounter through injury.
I think they're still monitoring her. It's day by day at the moment. But yeah, we're just hoping she'll be all right. But if not, we'll be out there playing for her again.
All right, so we're hoping she's okay, because if she's okay, that's great, Lance. But what I get from the skipper is, if she's not okay, we're still going to be okay.
Yeah, and I don't think, given what I saw, even when she didn't play the last match and looking at her watching from the sidelines, she is limping badly. And I'm not too optimistic about her ability to recover to the extent that she should play in this semi-final. We know that if she's fit, she would benefit the teams and the team's chances of beating New Zealand. But they showed in their victory over England that they have the quality to beat New Zealand and they have the quality to win the entire tournament. The fact is that one of the criticisms I've had with this team is its athleticism. There are not enough athletes in the team. But we saw in the field, like with a Deandra Dottin, that her moments and her brilliance can lift the team. And there are players in the team who are match winners. We see them pop up from time to time. And we just need to see that in this
All
semi-final.
of them need to pop up.
Yeah, well, maybe not every single one, but the key ones who have shown that they can win matches for the West Indies need to do that tomorrow, because if they do, they can definitely win this semi-final.
You do realize how important tomorrow is, right?
Yes,
It's like a big, big day, Lance.
I know it is. But I like Hayley Matthews' body language in the press conference, and she looks confident. And she looks very happy that they have been able to turn around their performances, because they didn't start well. As I said at the top of the show, their massive loss to South Africa in the opening game could have been demoralizing for them.
Yeah.
It could have been deflating, and it could have set the tone for their entire tournament. But they rebounded, and rebounded emphatically. And South Africa have shown since that they are a quality team. So looking back at that bad match against the South Africans and how the South Africans have gone through to the final now, maybe, as I said at the top of the show, that loss had something in it, that South Africa were really strong on the day, and they've been strong in the tournament.
Yeah. Well, Matthew, she also spoke of the role of head coach Shane Dietz and how it has played in the recent 6 hitting exploits of the Caribbean side, who currently lead the tournament with 12 maximums, 6 more than South Africa, who are second best.
Personally, I'm really thankful that we've got some pretty strong girls. I'm not the biggest 6 hitter, so I've left most of it to them, but they've been doing a fantastic job getting that done. But I think another thing, one of the main things when our coach did come in and wanted to work on was our boundary hitting and our 6 hitting specifically. And I think when we looked at a lot of stats around the world, you always saw the teams that hit the most boundaries were always winning games. And I think to all the months leading up, probably from the end of last year straight through January till now, we've been playing a lot of T10 cricket, specifically just trying to get our power hitting and our boundary hitting going. And well, it clearly is working now, so he must be doing something right, I guess.
Yeah, exciting stuff. So we have 12 sixes so far. South Africa have 6 sixes. That's some exciting stuff. So does this make us, give us an advantage
You mean in pole
the
position?
final?
Well, the fact is they've actually had twice the number of 6s that South Africa has had, playing 1 game less.
Yeah.
So the
we
statistics,
played 1 less. I was trying to, yeah.
West Indies played 1 game less up to this point. So that even, magnifies the outstanding 6 hitting
But
of this
it's in
team.
our culture, 6 hits and 4.
But,
It's a
one of
Windies
the things
thing.
that I noted in the game that we won against England, if Hayley Matthews is taking charge, as we have seen her do so many times, and as she did against England, but at the same time was outscored by Kiana Joseph, that tells you about how magnificent Kiana Joseph was hitting the ball. Because when Hayley Matthews starts hitting, there are very few players in world cricket that can score as quickly as she does. And Kiana Joseph outscored her.
She's strong. She's a strong girl.
Well,
and she's doing her best right now.
Well, she's St. Lucian.
What does that mean? All the strong people come from St. Lucia?
The results. The results. It's the St. Lucia year.
Yeah, but you just made it seem like we're weak.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just highlighting St. Lucia's pinnacle-like status that they have in Caribbean sport at the moment.
If Kiana Joseph knows what's good for her, and I know she'll see this clip, she better bring some of that St. Lucia good luck come tomorrow and for the final.
And give us that dance.
Yes. Yeah, if she wants to, it's up to her. But yeah, I can't wait. I'm counting down the hours till tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. And I like the spirit that the West Indies team has at the moment.
It's going to be a great game, not a good game. Listen, you can continue supporting Australia. You saw what happened to them today.
Are you a prophet?
Well, I mean, I've been right since. I did say West Indies would be into the semi-final and they're here.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. All right, Lance is not making me excited. He's actually making me feel a bit down with his...
Why would you say that? I'm looking forward to the game as much as you are.
Yeah,
and
but you need to be
just said I like
hyped.
the spirit. I like the spirit of the team, and
But I don't like your spirit right now.
They can win.
All right, we're going to take a break and come back because we have interactive. All right.